Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Season 14 Minor League Esports Draft. It is the most celebrated day of all the days in the Minor League Esports calendar. I am Fallen, and joining me to, I believe this side, forgive me if that's wrong, it is not the gaming bear, but someone arguably just as important, representing the Foundation League for the Foundation League Draft. It is, but just Bear.
Yeah, just Bear.
Just Bear.
Happy to be here, ready to get this draft kicked off. We've got FL starting us off. We'll go to AL, then we'll get the first half of CL. Then tomorrow we'll get the second half of CL, go to ML, and finally we'll finish off with PL. But it's going to be one heck of a draft weekend.
Absolutely. There are so many picks to be made all throughout the draft weekend. 96 picks for Academy League, Champion League, and Master League. For Foundation League to start us off, we got 48. Premier League themselves, smaller league, but they still get 30 picks. All of the hype in the world right now is centered around this draft. There are nearly or over 300 people that are watching. Thank you for turning out for the beginning of this, honestly, just for the immense amount of love that you guys have been giving. We hope we can make this live up to the standards. And of course, we got to kick things off with the best league of them all. Foundation League will be the start of our draft, and we're looking at a total of 48 picks over 3 rounds, and anybody can go because there are 0 retentions.
Yeah, and this really is the best league. I might be a little partial on that. Just
a little bit.
Maybe it's because I'm in FL. But anyways, I love all the players. You know, I scrim just as much as anybody, and they're all amazing. I can't wait to see which one of my friends get picked up by a team. It's going to be one heck of a stream, one heck of a draft. This season's going to be amazing.
And if you're wondering how this system is going to work, what's going to happen is every 60 seconds, a team is going to be on the clock. We're going to start things off round 1, pick 1 with the Bears. They're on the clock right now. They've got their pick ready and lined up to go. As soon as we get that pick in, we'll put that on the broadcast, and you will be able to see that pop up on your screen in front of you in the wonderful, beautifully designed assets made by No Compass. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are almost ready for pick number 1. It's round 1. It's pick 1, the first overall pick of the Minor League Esports Season 14. And it goes to the Bears. It's Tato.
Yes. Formerly known as Potato Dactyl.
Yes.
This is their second season in FL or in the MLE. They were on Sabres last season, and they have a 9 salary, and they don't care which preferred mode. They go for both of them.
Yeah, they are an established name. There were a lot of wars over who would be getting Tato on their team. Bears win out overall with that number 1 pick, and really that's all you need coming into the draft. You get your first player, that's it. You're sorted now. Build the team around them. We are officially looking at the grid. You can see their name there now, beautifully presented. Again, thank you, No Compass. You are amazing for the work you do on these. You're going to be seeing different variants for all the 5 different leagues. But now you've got to be thinking, the Elite are up next. Who will be the second pick? Because they've got 2 picks back to back. They could go for anyone. We do have that pick ready, and you won't believe who it is. It is Colts Koala.
It looks like this is their first season. They're an 8.5 salary. They also don't have a preferred game mode. They like them both. Looking at their last 60-day scrims, they've played 72 doubles games with a 58% win rate, almost 60%. And then 89 standard games with almost a 50%. So what an amazing player.
Yeah, an all-rounder for sure, and a perfect first pickup for the Elite. You want someone who's going to give you a little bit of cap space. 8.5 salary gives you enough to work with, but you're looking for someone to be that leader, be the centerpiece. But the Elite, they get a little lucky, I feel, because they get a pick right afterwards. They get 2 picks in the first 3. So let's go on to that 3rd pick right now. Who's going to be joining Colts Koala on the Elite for this season? It is none other than the one and only Piggy Buggy.
Piggy Buggy with 2 seasons and 8.5 salary as well. They also like both. They all the 3, all top 3 don't care what they're playing, but they all love it. They've played for 2 former teams. It looks like they've played for Wizards and the Wolves, but just an all-around great player.
can attest, back when I was the franchise manager last season for the Foxes, Biggie Boogie was on the Wolves, was a nightmare to go up against again in our division. That is a player that you want on a team, no matter where, no matter how. And the Elite 285 style pick straight off the bat, the 17 cap gone, but looking very strong alongside that. We are, though, going to be swiftly moving on because that's how this draft works. We got to go quick. Pick number 4 goes to the Rhinos, and the Rhinos, of course, are picking up a Cujo.
Cujo with 1 season. They formerly played for 2 teams, however. They played for Eclipse and Puffins last season. They are in 9 Sal. Man, none of these guys care whether they play doubles or standard. they love them all. But it looks like an all-around great player. Looking at the career stats and the last 60-day stats, it looks like in doubles they actually played 32 games these last 60 days, and they got a 68% win rate in 4 games in standard with a 75% win rate. So an amazing player this offseason.
Absolutely, and in scrims of no less, where you're having to be meshed up against different players you probably never played with before, to be able to adapt and play that well so quickly, it's a sign of talent. But to go back to the fact that every single player so far seems to be a switch player. They can play 2s or 3s. Maybe that's the defining feature of a top-tier Foundation League player, is someone that can move between 2s and 3s more consistently.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. There's nothing better than someone you can rely on no matter what happens. If it's a cancellation or anything happens, you need somebody who can help both ways.
Yeah, we are looking towards round number 1's pick 5, going to the Dodgers. And the Dodgers, of course, are looking to pick up someone maybe in the same vein as the previous ones. They're, of course, going to hit that right out of the park with James.
James with 2 seasons. They played for Flames, however, for both seasons. They're in 9.5 Sal. And here we go, another both. They like both doubles and standard. Man, all these guys are doing so great. We look at his doubles scrims for the last 60 days. He's played 36 games of doubles with a 69% win rate, almost 70%. What an amazing player.
A very nice stat right there, but you got to look at their previous season 13 stats, because that's the best way to judge a player of this caliber. And they're coming in with a lot of games played in doubles and standard. They were one of the better players all throughout the season in Foundation League last season. But, you know, it's a big pickup for the Dodgers. I feel like the Eclipse could pick up someone arguably just a little bit bigger, a little bit more emphatic with their next one. They're going to go a little lower on the salary cap. They're going to pick up, for pick number 6, Brandbino.
Brandbino with a 7.5 salary. This is his first season. It's awesome to see new players come in. I'm one myself. Love the representation. You know, we've got all these wonderful players coming in. They've played lots of scrims over the last 60 days, almost 200 total. They have 147 in doubles alone with a 46% win rate, almost 50%. It's can't get much better than that.
Yeah, the first rookie of the season to go in the draft. Pick number 6 of all places. The amount of pressure you've got to be feeling if you're Brandbino right now is probably through the roof. But you're probably also feeling that little bit of euphoria thinking, I was pick number 6. This team values me that much. They want the team built around me. They want teams built around a low-sell player so they can bring in the heavy hitters later on down the road and make something special out of it. But again, gotta look back, they're scrimming like crazy in 2s, but they are the first standard only preferred mode. They want to be playing 3s rather than 2s.
Yes, it seems like we've had both this entire time. But without a further ado, I think we may have another draft pick coming in. I'll let you kick it off.
Oh, thank you very much. Pick number 7 in the draft goes to the Jets, and they're going to hit the heaviest hitter in the league right now. They throw it over to the 598 scrim man himself, Dynamic.
Dynamic is such an amazing player. I just played with him today, and he destroyed me. You know, he's got a 10 salary. He plays both game modes like most of the people who have gotten picked up so far. But he's such a heavy hitter. He's got a 50% win rate in his doubles games, and first season out, and he's just doing amazing.
Yeah, for those wondering what I'm drinking, that is some beautiful Bulls Guarana. Go check that out. If you haven't already, go over it in the sponsors section of the server. But 598 games played in the last 60 days of scrims. I don't think I've played that many this year, let alone in the last 60 days. That is an insane amount of games played total. for a brand new player to the league who's come in, try to hit the ground running, and is the second highest picked rookie in the entirety of Foundation League. That is beautifully done for the Jets, though. Picking up someone a high sell, they've probably got aspects for them in Academy League as well if they were to rank up, but enough about dynamic. I think we've swooned enough. It's time to go over to the Pirates. They're looking to pick up in pick number 8, and they're going to go for one of the names that I will absolutely butcher if I try to say it with any sort of accent, so we'll go with El Robo.
El Rabo, what an amazing player. I love playing with this guy. This is also his first season. He's a 7 salary. He doesn't care what he plays. He likes both doubles and standards. He's got so many games on the board, 658 in doubles alone. We thought the last one was ridiculous with how much they played. Just his doubles is 658 with a 42% win rate. And standard, he's got 77 on top of that. I didn't even know they had 77 standard games, but here we are. He's played 77 of them with a 38% win rate.
That's nearly 10 games of doubles, over 10 games of doubles a day, over a game of standard a day in the league for the past 60 days. And yet, we now need to move back to the Eclipse because they've already got 1 pick to their name. Why don't we add a second? Bit like the Elite, they're going to go back to the 9 sal benches. They're going to pick up Quilly for pick 9.
Quilly is an amazing person. They're going to love the way he acts on the team. You can get along with him so well. He doesn't care what he plays. He likes both doubles and standards, and it is his first season. He's played 39 games in the last 60 days with a 64% win rate. Just an absolutely amazing player, and I can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the season of the rookies now. Picks 6 through 9 have all been rookies to the league, all making their debuts in Foundation League, and they're looking to be the trendsetters for this season. Yeah, you've got your veterans, you've got your players who have been there, done that, maybe even gone to the playoffs, but now you've got the new guys coming in, hungry. They are violent. They are looking for the wins. They don't care who they come up against. They don't care who have to take the spot off. The Bears, already with 1 pick to their name, looking to add maybe a hungry player, but not maybe the one you were expecting. No more rookies. It's time for a veteran and time for one of the best players on the league in general. It's Hospital Ball up for pick number 10.
Hospital Ball. She's got 2 seasons on her belt, going for both the Hive and the Sharks. She is actually a 6 salary, so she's representing us low hangers. But she's such an amazing player. She can whoop my butt any day, you know.
Oh yeah.
But you know,
she's amazing.
She prefers threes. She'll play both, but she likes her threes. But she's got 12 games of threes in the last 60 days with a 33% win rate.
Yeah, it's not always about win rate, it's just about being there and being present on the field. And you can see the goals against per game in the 81th percentile, 81st percentile is the correct way to say that, my apologies. That is a sign that they do not get scored on very much. Those are going to be low scoring games they're playing in threes. That would suit someone who's a heavy hitter on offense, someone that can put shots away or tee them up for a follow-up around a third player. But we are going to move over to the Hurricanes now as they look to make their first pick of the Foundation League draft. They take pick 11 and they're going to take away a 10 sal. Nim, welcome to the Hurricanes.
Welcome, Nim. We got 1 seasons on his belt. He played for the Knights last season. Ooh, yeah. As you said, he's a 10 salary, so he's up there. He prefers threes himself. He's played 104 threes just in the last 60 days. Again, I didn't even know there was that much threes getting played in the league, let alone, him playing in all 104 of them. What a good player.
Yeah, and you gotta think as well, only 1 season under their belt, but when they did play, they played completely in doubles for that season. They went 9 for 10 games won, 90% win percentage. They went 5-0-4-1 in their series. That is the mark of a talented player who can carry their weight, and the Hurricanes are probably looking to build a team around them, or at least have them on the team to kickstart their Foundation League well before shuffling them on up to the next league, which of course would be Academy League. But it's time for the Lightning to get their day in the sun, and that is not a reference to the Eclipse. They can wait later. But the Lightning, pick number 12, will take Iolaus.
Iolaus has 1 season under his belt playing for the Sabres. They're a 9.5 sal. They don't care what they play. They like both doubles and standard. They've played in their last season. They've played 10 games on doubles, 20 games on standard. Amazing player.
Absolutely, and a versatile player at that to kickstart the Lightnings, or to jumpstart the Lightnings, a bit of a shock of electricity. Hopefully to their Foundation League team, they're going to look to build something a little bit stronger this season. I've got a feeling, because especially when they've got the next pick in the draft, they probably had these two picks lined up from the get-go, and as soon as they realized they could make this pairing work, they would. So they're going to go from for a second season player to a rookie. And of course, it wouldn't be anyone but Osiris.
They are brand new to the MLE with 0 seasons under their belt. They're a 9 sal. They do prefer threes, and looking at their past 60-day scrims, you can definitely tell they've played 28 games of threes with 60% win rate. What an amazing player.
Yeah, we were talking about beforehand the goals against per game being in a high percentile. Imagine being in the 91st percentile, however, whilst also being in the top half of saves per game. This is a defensive masterclass that we have seen in the last 60 days from Osiris. That is probably what the Lightning are looking for coming into this season, especially with the pick so high up and towards the end of the first round. You need to have someone who's capable of holding up the line. That's what Osiris is there to do, and hopefully they can pull that off for the team. But now, over to the Outlaws for their first pick of the Foundation League draft, and they're going to go with Stowe.
They've got 2 seasons. They got 2 seasons underneath their belt. They played for Dodgers and Hawks. They're an 8.5 sal. Very good player. Looking at their career counting, they've played 75 games overall. You know, they're a real help to their team. You know, great player. Can't wait to see them play this season.
A veteran of the league, to be sure. 2 seasons played, a total of 50 games played just last season alone. Started in season 12, but have been making a name for themselves every season on the Dodgers, on the Hawks. Now over to the Outlaws, jump back to the Orange Conference. So the question is, they're going to sink or swim? I think when you get a 14th pick overall, you've got the expectation of being a high flyer. They're probably going to be the star for the Outlaws this season, so keep an eye on the stats across the board. Stowe, I feel like, is going to be that sort of mint player that would help a team move up the rankings very quickly, especially considering that 2 stat line in scrims. Ooh.
Yeah, 183 games and a 60% win rate. That is ridiculous.
In twos.
Yeah, in twos. Their shooting percentage is almost 50%, which is, you know, they're packing them at the board, getting shots on.
In twos. Anyway, we'll move away from twos. Let's go back to the picks. We've got 2 picks left for the first round. We're going to be going to pick 15 for the Tyrants. And this is a player I was expecting to go a little earlier. But you know what? It's about damn time for Trash Panda to be picked up.
Trash Panda, they're not quite a veteran, but they definitely got a season under.
Oh.
I was talking to him earlier today, and I was like, Trash Panda was on the Pandas last season?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Way to make it confusing. Way to make it confusing for the casters. Man, but they playing with them earlier, and they were doing amazing. Can't wait to see them play this season. It's going to be amazing. They don't care what they play for, but looking at their career stats and doubles, they have a 60% win rate from last season with 20 games played. What an awesome percentages.
Yeah, they definitely seem like a player that has been working on their threes as well, and now on a 50% win rate for their scrims. But we are ready to find the final pick of the first round. Who gets the honor? Because we've seen Tato at the top half taking the first overall pick. How about we go to the Blizzard for the final pick of the first round, and that will be going to the one, the only, Pharaohs.
Pharaohs with 1 season under his belt as well. He played with Trash Panda on the Pandas. And he's a 9 sal.
Yeah.
Man, he had 45 games last season, and his doubles was 60% win rate for the season. Great player. He's got 24 games he played in standard in the last 60 days with his scrims with a 62% win rate. Amazing player.
Absolutely. They've been proving themselves alongside in the Pandas with Trash Panda. Now they get a chance to break out on their own. We're going to be going over to the round 2 grid now because we got to keep the motors going on this train, baby. We are rolling through, but we're not going to keep it grounded anymore. We're going to move over to round 2. We're going to be looking towards the skies for the start of the second round, and that, of course, will be going to the Jets. But going back to Pharaohs just for a moment, a 9-cell plays in 2s and 3s, has shown capabilities in 2s and 3s in the past, but now sort of separated from what they believed was their rock with Trash Panda in that 2s group, and now being almost a figurehead of the Blizzard's Foundation League team. That's got to be a little bit of added pressure, no? You've not got the confidence of having the same team that you were expecting to have. It probably is a completely new atmosphere. Do you think it's a sort of sink or swim atmosphere or something that they're going to thrive in?
With them being this high up, obviously Blizzard saw something great in them. So I think it's going to be a swim. I think they're going to take them, take them all the way to the finals. Be amazing to watch them play, but we'll find out soon.
Clip it and ship it. That's the pick right there. But we're going to go to the first pick of the second round now. Pick 17 overall. The Jets are going to be selecting someone who really ought to have been picked up first round. Someone slipping for League Ops. Because that's right. Ondo's gone, baby, to the Jets.
In 7 seasons in this league. That's crazy. They've played for 3 former teams, even though they've been here for 7 seasons. They were on the Bulls, the Dodgers, and the Hurricanes. They are a tinsel, and they don't care what they play.
And you have to remember, Ondo is one of the veterans of this league as well. When you look at the games played in series, they have 165 twos games to their name. That's the 48th highest overall in MLE history. One of the more decorated players. Maybe they're going to look to try and lead the Jets to a higher plane of existence this season with that League Ops backing. The 8th season for Ondo. Wish him the best on the Jets. But now we're going to flip it back over to the Lightning. They've been shocking us with their picks so far. But pick 18, is it going to be any different? Oh, no, it's not. It's Mistakey with their rookie pick.
Mistakey with 0 seasons under their belt, but they are ready to move that up to 1. They've got 8.5 on their salary. They don't care what they play. They've played 42 games in the last 60 days with a 64% win rate. That is crazy, doing absolutely amazing in their doubles playing.
I just read a stat. I'm going to read this out to you. People in Foundation League, you will understand just how good this stat is when you hear it. This is a player who, after playing 42 games of doubles, has shot an average of 4.5 times a game. That's 27 shots a series, is it? No.
Yeah.
Is it? No, wait, my math's wrong. 22 and a half.
A lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of shots a series, right?
Very many shots.
For a regular scrim, that's coming on, what, nearly 14 shots a scrim?
Yeah.
On average. That's what they're doing baseline. That is an incredible player and an incredible pickup by the Lightning. That's someone to watch on the offensive front. But speaking of offensive, you've got to get on the offensive when you're on the Bulls. One of the more aggressive teams in previous seasons when it comes to demo plays. Oh, and you couldn't get more aggressive than the moderator himself. Swanson is picked for the Bulls.
Swanson with 2 seasons under his belt. At some point, he got traded or moved because he's got 3 former teams. He was on the Bears, Comets, and Flames. He's a 10 salary. Amazing player. He doesn't care what he plays. He'll play doubles or standard. What an amazing player.
There's not much more else to say. Right.
Yeah.
It's Swanson at the end of the day. If you don't know who Swanson is, you will know by the end of the season. I guarantee you that.
Absolutely.
A player who has been 3 teams in 2 seasons, by the way, is nothing to be snuffed at. Just want to point that out. Went to free agency at the start of the off-season, now picked up by the Bulls. 19th pick overall is pretty decent, but top half of the draft still. And we're going to be looking towards pick number 20 to round out that first set of 4 for the second round of picks. But, of course, the Rhinos, we're looking for something spicy here. We're looking for something unexpected. Because so far, these have been names we're all familiar with. These are names you've seen pop up in scrims a lot, or have been community members, or have been around for quite a while. So maybe we're looking for something to add a little bit of a layer of spice, a little bit of layer of unknown and uncertainty to this. You know what? I feel like this one fits. FB Stover Gaming has been picked up. The 5.5 salary goes to the Rhinos.
Man, I love Stover. I've played with him so many times. He's a great guy. I can't say enough good things about him. He's amazing. The way he adapts around his team, he can play with anybody and still get a win. And that it shows that in his percentage of wins. In 39 games, he's got just under 50% in the last 60 days of his scrims. Such an amazing player. Love that guy.
And also one of the most aggressively attacking players I think I've ever seen in scrims. 39 games played, as you stated, with an average of 2.23 goals a game. That's averaging over 10 goals a series. With 4.26 shots per game on average and a 52% shooting percentage. Nearly 5 MVPR. They are one of the best twos players in scrims in the last 60 days for Foundation League. What an amazing pick for the Rhinos. Can the Dodgers match that with their next pickup? Pick number 21. We're getting towards the halfway mark, and it's about damn time for Rua to come out on the board. Pick 21 is Rua.
Rua has been around for 2 seasons, been on the Foxes and the Sharks, 10 salary. We all know him. We all love him. You know, great player. Can't wait to see him play this season. They've played 232 scrims of threes in the last 60 days with a 54% win rate. I keep getting astonished by how many threes games because I only see twos, but all these 3 players, they're putting in the work, the effort to get on the board.
I do love you were astonished by 70. We've now tripled that. We're at 230 games plus of threes. This is a player that is focusing on threes this season and wants to be known for that. You know what? 10 salary, picking up 232 scrims with a positive win rate as well in Foundation League. That's a sign the player's doing a good job, just so you know, when they've got a positive win rate. But I think it's time we take it to a team we haven't seen just yet. Time for the Spartans to make their first appearance. Pick 22, B++ is waiting on this one. He may not be a fan of Foundation League, but he is sure a fan of Bowler, who gets picked up. Pick 22.
Bowler, formerly as the Baby Shark. He was one season, and he was playing for the Sharks, and he was telling me about how he had to fight for the role of Baby Shark. But man, he's such a great player. He's a 7.5 sal. His career stats are amazing. He's played 30 games overall, within doubles a 66% win rate, standard a 60% win rate. He wins all his games. Let's be honest. He's amazing. He really shows it. His stats are on his side. That's for sure.
Yeah, when you're getting above 1 per game on goals, assists, saves, and shots, you know you're doing something right. Yeah, you're getting something right on all cylinders. You know the rotation, you know your job, and you know you can hold your weight. As a 7.5 salary, that's a solid player. That is a player that will be looking to hit 10 before the end of the season. 100% could be a playoff contender just on their own. But now we have to go to a typical playoff contending team. That's the Tyrants. They're up next with pick number 23, and they'll be choosing a good friend of mine and one of my closest friends from Foundation League the past season, Buckham. Congratulations, you're on the Tyrants.
Tyrants picking up a amazing player. He's a veteran. He's had 5 seasons in the league, 4 former teams, Bears, Ducks, Foxes, Puffins. Great player. Can't wait to see him play this season.
I cannot rate Buckham highly enough. I am so shocked it took 23 picks for this man to come out. He was one of the gems of the Foundation League team Foxes last season. Took us all the way through to playoffs, both teams, led by this man and the loser who's gone up to AO now. Hopefully he can find a team, but that's for a little bit later. That'll be a different draft altogether. We'll be talking about that when it comes around. But for Buckham, this is a chance for a new lease on life. You've been on teams that are consistently in and around each other, fighting each other. Now you get a complete new lease of life. Orange Conference on the Tyrants. Anything could happen here. This is a player that can also help to run a team. They were an AGM. Like this is a player that understands the job and they know how to do it.
He's been around for long enough to do it all.
Absolutely, and we are ready to get the final pick of the first half of the draft. I say that because we're at pick 24. The Pirates are up next, and this is a player's name. Maybe the lowest salary we'll see go today, but definitely one of the more fun ones. It's Inebriated Youper going pick 24.
4 seasons under the belt with 3 former teams. He played for Eclipse, Pirates, and I think it said Wolves.
It does say Wolves.
Yeah, amazing player. You know, played 33 games in the last 60 days. Stats looking good. He had 2 shots a game, just constantly pounding that board.
Yeah, and the shooting percentage as well. Nearly a 50% shooting percentage. It's definitely a player that is on the lower salary side, but that does not take away from the heart that the player has. And that's a player that will be able to rotate into any squad, no matter the situation, making their return to the Pirates for the first time in a season. You know, this is an opportunity for you, but to really showcase themselves, to showcase their talents. They're going to be looking to be playing in 3s this season, or would at least prefer to be, but don't be surprised if you see them pop up in a 2s fixture every now and then. Now we go back on to the second half of the Foundation League draft. Pick 25 coming up on the board. It is the Eclipse who are on the clock, and they've already got their pick in. We're ready to go. It's Crispy Taco who will be making the jump.
Crispy Taco, 2 seasons, Lightning and Pandas. We got another Pandas player. It looks like all the three Pandas we've had got picked up. He doesn't care what he plays both. 45 games of standard on his last season, or at last 2 seasons. Amazing player. He's got a 57% win rate in his last 60-day scrims in doubles. Amazing player. Over 3 shots a game. Over a shot or a save a game.
Yeah.
Great player.
Insane statistics and a positive win rate in 2s is pretty hard to come across, let's be honest. No matter what league you're in, it's a tough ask. But this is a player who I remember seeing with a lit tag right in front of their name for the longest time. Seeing them now with ECL, it's going to take me a while to get used to it. I'll be honest, I'll make this a bit selfish. But
it'll be a change.
It's a change of pace, but so is the draft. It's meant to be a change of pace. You end up on a team you probably didn't expect to even think of you, and now Chris has a chance to prove himself on a completely different ground. The first time, well, actually no, not the first time, they've been on the Pandas, never mind, they've been in the Orange Conference beforehand, and the Eclipse aren't even in the Orange Conference, they're back in the Blue Conference. I know my leagues, I swear, but the Outlaws are up next, and they definitely are Orange Conference. They've got pick 26 on the board, and they'll be going with the man, the Myth. That's
Myth.
It. Just Myth. Their name is Myth. The joke kind of cut short, I'll be honest. Yeah.
First season. First season here. He's an 8 salary player. I believe he is from EU. I've played with him a few times. Yeah. Oh. He's a great player. Love playing with him. Can't say enough good things about him. We look at his last 60-day scrim percentages. He's got 55% wins in doubles, and you might not think that's impressive until you realize he's played 329 scrims in the last 60 days. So that's quite impressive. He's played a few standard in the last 60 days, just 4, but he gets that at 50%. So amazing player, best, good all around. No matter what you need him for, he's there.
Yeah, an average of 2.25 saves per game in standard, at 1.64 in 2s. This is a player that is a defensive monster. They are always on the backline, ready to make stops if necessary, and that's going to be what the Outlaws are going to be looking for. You want those consistent players. We are ready for pick 27. It is the Hurricanes now back on the board for another shot at a big name. Oh, you can't get much bigger. The Hurricanes grab Green Go Fantastic.
Now, while Gringo didn't tell me what team was interested in him, he did make me promise him one thing. Today's his birthday.
It is!
So
Happy birthday!
Everybody go. He's expecting lots of direct messages on Discord now.
Ping him.
So,
ping him in general.
Go show some love.
I wouldn't be able to get away with that any other time of the season. I'm just going to take it.
No joke. He's got 4 seasons under his belt. He's an amazing player. He's taught me a lot. Some people who have taught him in the past are the people from Ducks, Elite, and Pandas and Puffins. Great player. Been on many teams, many different seasons. Got a 53% win rate in his career stats in standard, so he's a great player.
Yeah, an all-rounder 100%. Looking to be a sort of, it feels like a swap player for the Hurricanes. Looking to be going into 2s and 3s no matter what they need him for. Ringo will be there. Congratulations for getting drafted on your birthday, my friend. We wish you the best of luck this season, but we do have to be looking a little further ahead now. Back to the Lightning one more time. Pick 28. We're on the clock for that one. We are ready to go, as far as I'm aware, but we are also looking for someone to be a bit shocking, because I've made that joke twice now. There ain't no one more shocking than a Magic Turtle going in 5.5 salary, going pick 28.
A Magic Turtle.
A Magic
with
Turtle.
His first season. Man, what a lightning entrance.
That didn't
Sorry
work.
about that one. That one was bad.
Go for it again. Round it back up.
Yeah.
No, let's go back one more time.
Back one more.
Try and think of something else.
Magic Turtle. I don't know if I've got anything else, man.
Nothing.
I'm slow, yeah. It's a Magic Turtle
drop
shooting lightning
bombs
out of his fingers. I don't know.
Is that a spell? Is that like a 5e thing? I don't know.
maybe. But salary's a 5.5. Great player. He's got 50% win rate in his standard 60-day scrims with 8 games on it. Great player. 142 games played in doubles. Oof. Really enjoy playing with this guy.
I feel like I'm slacking on the games played now when I look at all these Foundation League players. Like, you hear about it all the time when you're in different leagues. You're like, hearing about Foundation League, oh, this guy's played 700 games, or 700 scrims in the last 3 weeks. Like, what? How is that even humanly possible? But, you know, maybe the Bulls are going to find someone with that sort of scrim potential, because it seems like everyone's scrimming crazy in Foundation League. The Bulls with the 29th pick, they don't go for someone who's heavy in scrims, they go for someone who's heavy in wins, and that's Sinful Envy coming in pick 29.
Sinful Envy with 2 seasons, but they were only on one team. They were on the Aviators. Man, they played 15 games in doubles last season, or the last 2 seasons, and 35 in standard. 50 total, 8 wins in doubles, 16 wins in standard, and 24 in both of them with a 53% win rate in doubles. Great stats. Love the guy, great stats.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think about that last season. Only played 2 full series, played 10 games total, went 60% win rate, so 6-4 total. That's a sign of a player that can pick up wins, and now is a higher salary with the way the redistribution has happened. If you're not too familiar with the redistribution, go check out Open Net. Should be going up on YouTube in the next couple of days. We'll have a breakdown of how League Ups redistributed the leagues, changed the way they functioned. But for the most part, with the redistribution, we're seeing a lot of new players make a lot of big waves, and players that may have not been as actively picked or actively sought after last season might now be one of the best sleeper picks for this season. And Sinful Envy fits under that radar 100%, because they've just snuck under the radar, gone pick 29. Could easily been a top 5 pick in my opinion, but we got to go over to the Spartans. They're ready for their pick. They've got pick number 30 as we come towards the end of round number 2, and they're going to go with a rookie. They're going to go with R. Burn.
R. Burn's an 8.5 salary. Looks like he's doing great. He's got 18 games in the last 60 days and got 50% win rate. You know, you can only do so good on the win rate, and that's one of the best we've had today, for sure.
Yeah, positive win rate. Anything from 50 and above, I'd consider that a win. End of the day, that's the son of a player that can break even in a series, and that's sometimes all you need in a series. You just need that one extra game, and to know that in a 50-50 fixture, it could, you know, you've got that capability of picking up that dub. That's a solid pick. Again, the Spartans picking strong here. A very high shooter as well. Goals per game and 74th percentile. They are looking to be one of the best shooters in the Foundation League this season. I'd like to see them on the offensive front. I'd like to see what they can do. I'd love to cast a game with them at some point this season, but we're going to flip it back to the Tyrants now as they get ready for pick number 31. We're at the almost end of the... Oh, really? They gave us the hardest name. Come on. Pick 31 for the Tyrants is Kronos Azurius.
I'm just going to call him Kronos.
That's fair.
I'm not going to worry about the last part. They are a rookie this season. 9 salary, great player, 149 games in doubles with a 56% win rate and 12 in standard with a 50% win rate on their last 60-day scrims. He's got a positive win rate. Is there anything else to be said? We can leave it at that.
I'm looking. There's a lot to be said. It's just hard
There's a
to
lot
take
to be
in.
said. Yeah.
We have a massive, but big thank you to Zyda, by the way. We have an entire dashboard of stats for this players and for every single player. That's why we're able to list them off so quickly. That's why we look down. We're looking at the numbers, and there are so many numbers to try and contemplate and then immediately feed back out. So we're looking at someone who's a good shooter, who is great assistant, so a playmaker as well, someone that does well on the MVPRs and wins consistently.
Yeah, I was just looking at his MVPR with an average of 4.15. I mean, that, at least in FL, that's crazy. For doubles, that is crazy.
Yeah, +4 is always the target. You're getting a 3, that's around average, I feel. Like a 3.5 and above, you're starting to look a little bit crazy. 4 and above, you're looking great. And anything from 5 and up, you should probably be Academy League. But looking at the final pick for the second round of this draft, it is the Blizzard who are up on the clock. And they're going to go with another classic favorite of mine, one of my favorite players to have ever had on a team. That's right, it's time for the Chief to make his appearance.
Chief is looking to take over this team. They've got 5 seasons under their belt. Been here longer than I could even remember. 5 former teams. Yeah. 5 former teams. They played for Aviators, Foxes, Lightning, Outlaws, and Shadow, so a new team every season. They're a 7.5 sal. I don't know if I mentioned that, but they don't care what they play. Their scrims are crazy. They've got almost 300 scrims in the last 60 days between doubles and standards. Doubles with 258 games in a 49, basically a 50% win rate. So very good. Very, very good win percentage.
And what our first 2 rounds this has been for Foundation League. Let's be honest, there have been so many top tier picks already. Like, Foundation League feels like at this point it would have probably been drained of talent, right? Looking towards like the back half of the draft and the free agent pool, I feel like we got 32 players that still should have been drafted. But we've had every big name that I was expecting to come out in the top 32. And now you're probably thinking, well, who's left? Well, there's going to be some sleeper picks that you're shocked made it all the way down to the 3rd round. So if you could think of one name, if you can, it's a big ask for you and I apologize. If you could think of one name you've scrimmed with that hasn't gone yet, who should have gone by now?
Man, I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking of you.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to use me. No. I would love to get picked up in the draft. We'll see if it happens, but so far we've got M7, Red Go, no, I'm mixing 2 people.
You are.
Yeah, I was going to say Red Go Fantastic, but no, that's Green Go Fantastic.
Yeah,
2 different
Green's
colors.
Gone. He went.
Yeah, Fash or Red. That is who I'm thinking of. 2 great players, both around my area. I think we're all 3-5 Souths. Both of them great players. Love playing with them, whether it's ranked or in scrims. I'm really hoping to see them on the board today to represent us 5 Souths. It would be amazing.
I mean, we've had 1 5-star already. Maybe there's a bit of room at the end of the draft for a couple more to get thrown up. If you're looking to the back of the draft, any FMs listening in, please give us a call. Please. Yeah. We need the support.
No joke.
Anyways,
and
are we ready for round 3? Oh yeah. What are we finishing?
I think we may have already finished it.
We've done round 2.
Yeah, we're starting round 3, I think.
Yeah, are we ready to start round 3?
Hey,
I'm asking you. Are we ready for round 3?
I'm not ready, but I mean we can go ahead and go.
Why aren't you ready? How are we not ready? We've been doing this for a while. You know what? I say we go straight into it. Tyrants are all pick 33 overall. To start off round 3, who do they come out of the gates with? Who are they going to start us off with? Oh, it couldn't be anyone bigger than Spike. The 10 Sal comes swinging out of left field.
My question, why didn't he go sooner?
Should have gone 32 picks ago.
Yeah, I agree. He's got 2 seasons. Love this guy, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He's got 2 seasons. Duck Elite and Sharks, and now he's the new Tyrant. Yeah. We're ready for the season. He's got a lot of scrims under his belt too. A lot of scrims under his belt.
You couldn't think of the name Tyrants there, could you? I'm calling you out.
Let's go on to the next.
I love you, buddy. Welcome to MLE.
Yeah.
It's fine. I forget team names all the time. Up next, we've got the people with the plumes, but not the Spartans. The Knights, that's the one. The Knights are up next on the board. They got pick 34 here in the third round. There's a lot of talented players left on the field. Maybe they're going to go for the 5 salary to jumpstart their Foundation League team. Maybe they're building for the future. Nah, let's go high. Let's swing for the fences with one of the greater, longest standing players in the league. 7 seasons under their belt. Monster Jammers goes pick 34.
Yeah, Monster Jammer's been in here forever, 7 seasons. We kind of see as the more seasons they get, the less teams they're on. They play a lot for the same teams. He played for the Bears, Puffins, Spartans, and Spectres, so in his 7 seasons, he's only played for 4 teams. Great player, though. Loves playing scrims against him. He's played a lot these last 60 days, too. Just under 300 with a 60% win rate in doubles. Great guy. Can't wait to see him this season.
So we were talking about how historically Ondo is one of the longest standing, most played, most tenured players in the league. Monster Jammers makes him look like a fresh newborn baby by comparison. Monster Jammers has the 25th most games played in 2s of all time. That is an incredible amount of games played. 190 total in the career of Monster Jammers, and that's what happens when you play 7 seasons in a row. Now looking to make it 8, doing so with the Knights. It is one match made in heaven. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. It just feels like it fits. But now, speaking about fitting, this could be one of the best draft picks I've ever seen. As the Express are up on the block, pick 35, Jazz L has gone to the Express.
Yeah, he's got 1 season under his belt. He's an 8.5 salary. He played for the Puffins last season, and he had 30 games while on their team. Great player. We look at his scrim stats. He played 78 doubles games and rounding it off at 50% win rate. He's got 16 standard games, and he's rounding that off at 56.25% win rate. Great player.
And a playmaker as well in a standard with a 61th percentile for assists only in the 3s game mode in the last 60 days. But of course, we're looking at that 2s. That's a 90th percentile, nearly an assist a game in 2s with 78 games played. He's one of the best passers in the league. You get one good striker who knows how to put the ball on target, and that team might be untouchable on offense.
Yeah, no joke, and he's going to be the one to do it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's there. He's got the Express underway. They might think the train's leaving the station. Yeah,
Ooh,
train's leaving the station. Yeah, onto the Rhinos. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay, we're going on a safari, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Rhinos. Pick 36 on the board, and it is one of the names that no one likes to commentate on, but we love him to death nonetheless. Panas has come out in pick 36.
And he's been around long enough for people to have to commentate with that name. With 4 seasons under his belt, making us do hard work trying to be careful saying it. He's played... For his 4 seasons, he's played on 4 different teams: the Bulls, Express, Tyrants, Wizards, and now the Rhinos.
Yeah, there are a whole host of players that I love to commentate on because I know I'll slip up and say their name wrong. Panas is one of them. Every single time I commentate in a Foundation League game and I'm ended up commentating for Panas, I'm loving it. It used to be called Lord Panas, which made it even better. But it is one of the players I was shocked to have not seen go. This is a legacy player, someone that you know is going to be able to fill out a team and add that level of understanding and level of capability from having that experience of being on a team. The Dodgers are up next on the block. They've got pick 37, and this was a great pickup. But of course, the Dodgers, they always like to one up. They always like to go a little above. Well, they've gone from 1 up to 3 up. We've gone from the 7 sal to a 10. It's another rookie getting picked up. It's Dark Cully.
Yeah, you know, with a rookie like this, you're almost afraid he's going to go up to AL because he's only been here for a little bit and he's already a 10 salary. That being said, we can tell why if we look at his standard games in the last 60 days. He's played 4 of them in a 75% win rate, so he's carrying himself up to 10 sal. That's for sure.
Absolutely, a 4.36 average MVPR in the doubles side of things as well. It's a player that has versatility. Good on the offense, good on the defense, good at shooting, good at just everything, good at just stat collecting, which I mean, you know, some players have to be at this level. But again, look at that goals against per game. You guys don't see this. It's the 88th percentile for the average of goals against per game. So the lower the stat, the better. Is only conceding about 2 a game on average for threes. If that continues into the season, we could have the lowest scoring season in MLE history, and the Dodgers might be looking to pick up a championship, which to me feels like a foreign concept, but you know, it happens occasionally.
Yeah, and we look at his saves even, he's got 60, he's in the 67% in doubles.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is. Spartans are up next on the block, pick 38 as we round towards the back 10 of this draft, and the Spartans are going to look to pick up the most normal sounding name ever. So if you're listening to this, the Spartans select Drew Smith.
Drew Smith. Everybody goes to John Smith or something like that as an alter
Smith.
ego. Yeah, but he goes to Drew Smith. He's an 8 sal. This is his rookie year. 0 seasons under their belt. 8 games played in standard in the last 60 days with a 50% win rate. So he definitely is up there. He's not going to lose. Then he's played, well, let's start off. He's got a 47% win rate in doubles. Already, you know, that sounds pretty great. But what makes it sound even better, he's got 53%. Or 53 games, 53 games under his belt in doubles. So, you know, the more games you play, the harder it is to keep that win rate positive. Yet he's still right there, 47, almost 50. Great stats. That's what I'm saying.
It'll be great to see just how well he can do on the Spartans. But we are now looking towards the next pick. We are in the back 10 now. So, for those players that haven't been drafted yet, you've got 10 chances left to be picked up in the draft. And I have been told to check the spelling on this to not pronounce this name wrong. It is the Knights that are up next. Pick 39, and it's Villian, not Villain. You've got to make sure you get that right.
You might have you might have a villain after you if you don't say it right, you know.
Oh, you've got to be careful with that. You're gonna Twitch chat will be up in arms. Careful.
No, we love this player. He's been here for 2 seasons. It looks like he played for Flames both seasons. 8.5 salary. We can see that with his 93% or 93 games, in doubles with a 52% win rate. So over the 50% in the positive. That's why he's an 8.5 sal. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is a player that is in the upper echelons of Foundation League, has been for seasons, has worked wonders in threes time and time again for the Flames. Now, getting a home on the Knights, it's going to be a different experience. For the first time in their MLE career, they're not on the same team for a 3rd season in a row. It's one of those things where we won't know just how much a change of scenery is required until we see it. And everything is going to rely on, are we going to see Villian in week 1? Are we going to see them play in week 1 just so we can see their stats? This is a player that defends well, attacks well, does everything well. But now the Pirates are going to look to pick up someone that does everything just a little bit better. 40th pick overall. We're coming to the final few. And it's a good pick. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying to figure out if it's Littery or Litterai.
I think it's Littery.
I'm gonna get a ping in about 30 seconds, maybe less, to figure out what it is. But for now, Littery has been picked up by the Pirates.
Yeah, 7.5 sal. First season, I've played against this guy a few times, you know, as the EFL representative for this draft. And he's beat me. You can see he's got 36 games on his scrim stats in the last 60 days with almost a 60% win rate. Great guy. You can tell he's definitely going to be one of the top players this upcoming season.
Yeah, brand new rookies have been sort of the definitive statement point for a lot of new teams. We actually don't have a pronunciation. I've been told I smeal. But instead, we can just focus on the fact that this player now has a chance to prove themselves straight out the gate on the Pirates. It's a lot to live up to. It's a lot for them to be able to have on their shoulders that expectation of, I'm a rookie, I'm a third round pick, I've got to be good, I've got to be talented, I've got to live up to it. No, you don't. It's to have fun. That's what this league's about. It's a for fun league that wants you to have fun. So we are getting ready for pick 41. It is the Outlaws who are up next on the docket as we get to the final 8 picks of the draft. And again, don't feel sad if you don't end up getting picked. If you're in chat right now and you're thinking, I haven't been picked up yet. Well, this might be you. This might be you in chat. So here's a shout out to that person in chat. Pick 41. This one goes out to you, Trent_C. You've been picked up by the Outlaws. I almost said Tyrants. I almost said Tyrants.
Almost. Again, this is another one. Why didn't he get picked up sooner? You know.
Exactly.
Love playing against Trent. Great guy. I've played so many scrims with him. 9.5 salary. 212 games in doubles. Way more than I have. 56% win rate off of that, and 28 in standard, and 50% win rate off that. So he's positive both ways round for a rookie. That's pretty good. We look at even his wins as far as it goes against everybody else, and he's in the top 65% of Foundation League as far as wins goes.
Yeah, especially in twos. And you're looking at those stats, the percentiles of how good a player is comparatively to their entire league. This is a player that for every stat from win percent all the way down to, let's say, something like saves, is 65 or above. That is an incredibly strong twos scrimmer. So this is a player that's going to be able to pick up dubs straight in the season. But the Knights, they're now on the block. That's a player that they would have probably loved to have on their team. So instead, they're going to look for someone that can do just as good or have just as much impact as that rookie. And they're going to get it from Albino SQ, who's pick 42.
Yes, they've got 2 seasons under their belt. Dodgers and Flames with a 7.5 salary. They've played a few scrims these last 60 days, just over 30. They played 27 in doubles with a 44% win rate and 4 in standard with a 50% win rate. And looking back at all their stats from their last 2 seasons, it's looking pretty good. We look at their last season specifically. In doubles, they had almost a 50% shooting average. Great. And goals per game or goals against per game, at 4, trying to keep it low. Shots a game, 3, and he scores at least one goal every game. At least that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, and in terms of their just capabilities, it's a player that's been putting up the numbers in the 2 scrims. They've been doing a great job at limiting teams from scoring against. They went from a 3.9 against last season in scrims. The last few games, they played more games of it, and they've only got it down to a 2.48. This is a defensive masterclass that's been put on by Albino, or at least being able to limit your opponents to shooting altogether. We've got the Hurricanes on the clock. Pick number 43 in the draft. We've got 6 to go. And it's a name I'm all too familiar with, getting to cast this guy for the last 2 seasons. Chance by Viper 22 has gone to the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and I played with... This is another one I played with just today.
Just today?
Yeah, just today. I've played with a few of these guys today. Awesome guy. He's a 5.5. Personal opinion, he should be a 10 already, but that's just me. And the reason I say that, we look at his career stats. In standard games, he's got 80% win rate in his career stats. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can't beat it.
80%. Yeah.
Well, you can, 90 or 100.
Well,
but
20%, yeah.
20%. But when you're winning, on average, a 4-1 every single week that you play in a series, that's a sign that you're a pretty decent player at the end of the day. So this is a player I'm looking to see get more game time this season. Hurricanes, you better know how to play this player. You better know when to play this player, because Chance by Viper could take the league by storm. They've just never been given the chance to do so. Express are up next on the clock. Pick 44 overall in the draft. 5 to go now. The tension is building, and this may be one of the most fun names I'll get to say all weekend. Danker Pranker has gone to the Express.
Man, I love him. I'm trying to remember if I played with him yesterday or today.
Or the day before, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the day... Was it 2 weeks ago?
It was a while ago.
It doesn't matter.
5 months ago.
Yeah, none of that matters because he went from the Sharks to Express. Great player. Love the guy. can't get enough of him. We're looking at his stats. He's played 28 games of standard in the last 60 days. He's got 60% win rate on that, and 142 in doubles with just under 50%, of 49.30, as close to 50% as you can get, unless you're a 49.99.
All right, Bulls are on the clock. Pick 45 for the Bulls. We are really starting to wrap up the best players now. They've all sort of gone, I would argue, which means every single one of these picks could be more important than the beginning four, because it can define the end of your team. Pick 45 goes to the Bulls, and it is Taz Strip, one word, who has gone in pick 45.
7.5 Sal, first season, representing for us. He's got a lot of scrims under his belt as well. Over 200, 141 of those were in doubles, with a 40% win rate. Still very good, in 64 in standard, which we already went up to 200, but 60 games of state. Like, I think I maybe played one this entire offseason, but he's got a 56% win rate in those 64 games. Amazing player. Can't wait to see what he brings this year, with it being his first season.
Well, we are going to be moving on to the third last pick of the Foundation League draft for season 14. It is the Elite up next, and they're picking up a name I'm not familiar with, but that must mean he's been sliding under the radar. Maybe you've got a little more information on No Signal.
I've played with him, I think, one time. That one time, I lost.
That's fair.
He beat me. Yeah.
That's fair.
8.5 salary. Yeah. It's his first season too. All these newbies, me being one of them, all here glad to be here for sure. We look at his win percentage in his standard games in the last 60 days. He's played 20 standard games with a 65% win rate. Awesome player.
Yeah, we're going to move on to the final two picks now. Double speed, apparently, is what we're going with for the rest of these. So let's make them fun whilst we can. Jets are up next. Pick 47 on the clock. They're going to pick up... Hey! It's your boy, Bear!
Man.
Hello!
Can we clip this?
I will be the one that does your stats for you. You can relax, my good friend.
Well, maybe not. They don't look too great. Maybe we'll...
I can spin it. Don't you worry. 162 games played in doubles for the last 60 days. 1.1 goals per game average, above one average on a 2.44 shots per game. It's nearly a 60% shooting percentage, or a 45% shooting percentage in the top 60 percentile. Is a very accurate shooter and has been a proven asset on the broadcast team and as a personality. So a great pick for the Jets there. They're going to have a wonderful time with you this season, Bear. And what? I'll let you take pick 48 as a reward for getting drafted before the end.
The final pick, man. Yes. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just took a picture of that. But let's move it on. We're going to the Blizzard with Sonic Chiefs. Love that guy. Really do.
9.5
You want to tell us his stats?
Yeah. I'll take your job for the end. 9.5 salary standard only is the expectation, but they've shown capabilities in both 2s and 3s in their scrims. Another rookie for the season, picking up a 50% win rate in both the 2s and 3s scrims that they've done over the past 60 days, showing a 4.21 average MVPR on 26 games of doubles. It's a player that has been consistent, has been showcasing their talent, and is one of the top shooters for the entirety of Foundation League. I can't wait to see what they'll be doing. But that, I believe, is the end of the Foundation League draft.
Yeah.
Wow. What a draft.
Big round of applause for everybody involved so far. We've got LO, everybody did a great job. Made it go very smoothly.
Not just that, congratulations to the 48 players who've been drafted to the Foundation League teams this season. Can't wait to see who gets picked up in the free agency period. So if you didn't get picked up in the draft, don't worry. You have a bit of time during the free agency to get your name out there, showcase yourself in those scrims, and be picked up for the regular season, because there's still a lot of time before week number 1. So for now, we're going to go to a short intermission. When we come back, it will be myself still on the broadcast. Bear, you'll be saying goodbye to us. It's been a pleasure having you on. We'll have Fresh on afterwards. If you've got any closing words, now would be the time to say them.
Well, now that I'm part of the Jets, I feel like I can make a salute and make my exit. Go see y'all this season, and can't wait to commentate and play against all UFL players that got picked up. It's going to be an amazing season for all of us.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short intermission.